Hey, this is me building and strategizing a $2 million a year business in public. Last month I made 139 grand and next month I want to hit 167 grand. This is a day-by-day breakdown of how I'm doing it. We start with some Q&A, then we do some growth stats, and finally we round it off with everybody's favorite part, some live strategy. So let's start with the QA. This is not the right channel. This is the channel. If you guys have any questions you want me to answer, feel free to just drop a comment on any of my YouTube videos on daily updates, and I will eventually get to it. As you can see, I'm slowly working my way through the stack. First question's from the lovely Randy Randerson, or Randy R. Anderson, 4696. Hey, Nick, I am a newbie creating a AAA agency. I'm sorry for asking a slightly stupid question. That's all right. I'm now planning to sell a cold outreach system for $1,500, but the services in the system require $400 a month too. You mean like the amount of money that it takes to maintain the system, I take it. How do I set the price correctly? $1,500 for setup and then $550 for each month? Wouldn't that be too much? Well, it's a good question, Randy, but I encourage you to look at it from the customer perspective. If you are delivering, let's say, $4,500 worth of value every single month, okay, if you're closing them a bunch more money than you are charging them, then isn't it too little almost? Like, doesn't it make sense to continue charging an amount of money like that? So at the end of the day, this is all just an equation, right? It's a value equation. You as a service provider provide some multiple on the amount of money you are charging the customer. In B2B, that's how it works. And as long as you can maintain that multiple, consistently exceed people's expectations for that multiple, you can make a ton of money. So how do you set the price correctly? Generally, you look to see how much money the customer is going to get out in terms of value, and then you charge a percentage of that. If you are generating revenue, so revenue being, the top line that's coming into the business, this is your top line, right? Then you can usually charge about 30% of that, I want to say. The way that top line and bottom line works is obviously you have your top line, right? And then what ends up happening out of your top line is if you have, I don't know, let's say 100K here per month that a business is making, then out of that, there are going to be a bunch of expenses. So these are all the expenses that are being taken away. We're assuming a hypothetical margin of like 50% or so. So now you kind of have like 50K a month left bottom line. Okay. Well, if instead of improving top line, instead of adding revenue, what you're doing is you're improving bottom line, aka you're improving their margins, you're saving them money, then usually you could charge, I don't know, somewhere like up to 50% of this. So that's my rough equation, about 30% of top line and then maybe 50% or so of bottom line. Just because bottom line is guaranteed revenue and top line still have a couple of variables there for the customer. And so just because of ambiguity and because there's distance between top line to bottom line, you have to charge them a lower percentage. At least in my experience, that's what I do and that's how I think of it. Okay, so in your specific case, it costs you or the customer $400 a month to maintain or something, and you're asking, do I charge additional money each month as sort of like an add-on to the maintenance fee? Well, my recommendation, especially as a beginner, is never get in a situation where you're just adding a bunch of liabilities if you don't have any sort of cash flow coming in. So never get in a situation where you are taking on, I don't know, free clients, or you're taking on clients where like maybe they give you some setup fee, but then you're paying some monthly amount because it's bad business, it's bad practice. And it's also just a bunch of unnecessary stress, I find. So what I do is I get the customer to pay for all of the ongoing costs. So like setup of the, instantly cold email domains. I make it abundantly clear they're not paying me for it, they're paying somebody else. And then I just get my hands off of this and I don't have to worry about what else is going on under the hood. I could charge them a monthly fee if I want. I could also charge them like a setup fee. I could charge them a pay per lead. I could charge them a percentage of revenue. And if you're curious about the various pricing models here, Randy, check out yesterday's video where I go into a ton more detail on exactly like the 80 different ways that you could price a service like this. Okay. Divyan says, hey, Nick, how do you make your contract with the clients? What sorts of things to add in the contract? So to avoid any confusion, conflicts, misunderstanding, etc. after the deal. So this is a great question. Listen, I can't just give you my whole contract, unfortunately, because that's a big part of Maker School. One of the valuable parts of Maker School that you get when you join the community is I actually give you my templates and I give you all of my contracts and agreements and proposals and so on and so forth. So I don't really want to shoot myself in the foot and just like give all of that stuff away here, because if you pay the $66, a month, you will get all of that stuff there. What I can tell you is that my contracts tend to be very simple, very general, and they follow this format. I have a welcome page or a title page. On the title page, I just have my logo. I have the customer's logo. I have the customer's name, and I say, hey, this is a proposal for whatever. Then I have the problem. I will specifically outline the customer problem. I will say, your current problem, from my understanding, is this. And then I will have the solution. By the way, anybody in Maker School, if you don't know where to get this, just go to, I think it's day 7, and you'll have this whole template and everything. Day 7 or day 9, I believe, in month 1. Solution being, hey, given that your problem was all of this stuff, here is exactly what I'm going to do to fix it. And I use I language technically. I don't use we language. Then I typically have like a scope of work, which contains like timelines, some expectations. Then I have the pricing almost at the very end. Then I have the signature. So my actual, I combine a lot of this stuff together. So my actual proposals are probably about the same length as like a 3-ish page PDF. And then there's one more thing that I do. You asked about the contract, right? So the reason why I'm talking about proposals here when you're asking about contracts, because I actually make my proposals my contract. I don't send them a standalone contract because I don't want to have to increase the amount of friction required to close a deal. I try and just bundle everything together. And after I'm done those 6 pages that I showed you there, I'll have a 7th. And the 7th will be basically like the agreement / legalese. So that's typically how I do things. I keep this super, super simple. When I say simple, it's 1 page, not even. And it's compressed. It has just the important parts. Stuff like, I don't know, like the guarantee period that you're providing for maybe your cold email system or something like that, right? Might have some stipulations surrounding when they can cancel, but I let people cancel anytime. Little legal stuff like that, maybe intellectual property, that sort of stuff. I'll be real, Davion, I don't actually get a lot of my clients still to sign agreements. I typically just like working with people that I know and trust. Any lawyer that is watching this video right now will probably be like, Nick, you're a freaking idiot. Are you kidding? You're operating at the scale and you don't really use contracts or agreements. You got to be the dumbest guy I've ever heard of. But I'll be honest, it hasn't burned me yet. And I personally find that adding a ton of legal mumbo jumbo in the way of you getting along with somebody and making something happen, to me, I don't really like starting a relationship in that way. So the way that I see it is like agreements and stuff maybe improve the likelihood that the back end of the relationship won't go sour, but they impact the front end of a relationship. Whereas if you don't have agreements and if you try and keep everything simple and casual and straightforward and just go one business owner to another, send me an invoice for $5,000 and I'll get it taken care of, then you improve the probability of the front end of your relationship going well, and then you impact the probability of the back end of your relationship going poorly. That might be a little bit more context than you asked for, but I just wanted to make sure that you understood where I was on that. Russa Bus says, hey Nick, been loving Maker School, hell to the yeah. I've never gotten so much value of a 2-week period, and there's still so much more to come. I just wanted to say, when you got to the point in this vid, in that 2-hour video, which is the next one I'm watching after this one, keep that long form shit up. I follow the Lex Friedman podcast and love all the value I get out of the long form methodical content. It's a shame the algo isn't nice to long form, but I suppose that's the ADHD world we live in. I don't have a question for today. Just wanted to put that out there. Thank you. Listen, the algo is great to long form. It's just, I get more watch time with long form, but I get fewer views, which makes sense, right? So the 2 average out. All I really care about, really, if you think about it, is like number of minutes watched, because that's what tells YouTube what a great channel I am, and that's ultimately what does everything. It's responsible directly for people converting into my low and mid ticket offers. It's responsible for stuff like my ad revenue. It's responsible for my goodwill. It's responsible for me being able to help people and actually like provide value. So don't sweat that too much. I actually much prefer the 2-hour videos. A lot easier for me. Mr. San Gotenk says, hey Nick, it's Hitchem. Dude, Hitchem just closed a deal in Maker School. I don't remember exactly where that is. But he just, what was it, $1,500 or something, Hitchem? Something like that. Sorry if I'm butchering it. It might be more. I've been loving Maker School a lot. My question would be, how did you manage many projects at once when you were starting out? Can you run quickly through how do you manage 2 or more clients at once? Thanks in advance. As I like to say, you are a G. Yeah, no problem. So how do I manage many projects when I was starting out? Not well. Yeah, not well. I was juggling a lot without like a defined project management system for a while. Eventually you get a project management system, which helps, but I don't actually recommend you do that. Okay, so how do I manage 2 or more clients at once? Like, it really depends. Like, what are you building for them? What are your deadlines? What are your expectations? Are these recurring clients? Is this a one-time client, right? If it's a recurring client, ideally what you would have done is you would have scoped the process, scoped your deliverables so that you have times for each of these clients. Like, you have a unified time to do all of the client management at the same time. So Slack availability, 12 p.m. till 2 p.m. PT. You bundle all of your work there. You just make sure you're by your computer for 2 hours. You can manage like 20 clients because only 1 or 2 clients will actually send you a message every day. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a hell of a hack. If people aren't doing this and they're watching my videos and they're wondering what the hell that is, it's a 2-hour Q&A period that you provide your customers as part of your retainer that adds a tremendous amount of perceived value, but doesn't actually require much work on your end to fulfill. It's also a good opportunity to do things like progress updates and shit. So like that's the client management aspect. If you're referring to how do I actually build things for 2 clients at once, this is one of the reasons why I like setting up having them set up their make.com environments or init environments, right? Like all I do is I have a big password manager where I just go into these environments. I build things out and they're standalone. There's no overlap between them. Usually my projects are templated. So all I'm really doing is like copying a blueprint in and making a few adjustments and stuff. And then, in that way, like they're isolated. So that's how I manage them. And I guess if you're referring to like, how do you deal with it being overwhelming? Maybe it's overwhelming for you right now. You deal with it being overwhelming by like getting better at the building process and at building simpler things. Like if I'm juggling 2 massive custom projects that are $20,000 each, and there's a deadline at the end of the month, and it's like I have to have both of these done, that's going to be pretty stressful. But if I have 5 clients that I'm juggling, and they're simple templated proposal systems that cost me, they're $3,000 or $4,000 that cost me like 2 hours each to fulfill, I'm obviously going to have a lot easier time doing it, right? I personally wouldn't get a project management system until I'm making at least 10K a month, at least. So don't sweat the project management stuff too much at this point. Literally, I just use my email and my Slack as like project managers up until that point. I think that people that are like super big into building out these big expansive systems before they've even really made enough money to like, rent out a small office or something, I think they're just being silly. I think realistically, like, you can develop personal and like mental systems that allow you not to use these these external systems. And that's probably better for you because those skills are going to transfer over wherever you go. Whereas the external systems like project managers and stuff for organization, you're going to have to take those with you and like manually recreate them at different roles in different companies. So I don't want to just say get good, kid, but like, improve your ability to project manage if that's a major issue. Where Some says, great video as always. Right now, we're working on a university project where we have to start our own IT business. That's cool. We've chosen to focus on AI chatbots and automations for SMEs, small to mid-sized enterprises, for anybody watching, specifically for customer service. As we talk to different people, professors, entrepreneurs, we keep hearing the same thing. This market is competitive because of AI, and we really need a unique angle to stand out. To be honest, we're feeling a bit stuck. Since you're in the space yourself, do you have any advice on how to differentiate ourselves as a business? Specifically, how to craft a strong value proposition that sets us apart? I would be very mindful of the person that is giving you this advice. Have they made a ton of money? I have talked to a lot of university professors, especially ones in business, and I made more money than most of these, these like mid 40s or early 50s university professors that have been teaching that are tenured for decades when I was like 23, 24, So the market is competitive, and obviously you need a unique angle, like it's not that you need a unique angle, but a unique angle will help you stand out. But you don't need a unique angle to stand out. Essentially what they're saying is niche down, okay? Niche down in some way. Don't offer everything for everybody, because then you'll be offering nothing for nobody, as Alex Hormozi likes to say. Instead, pick a specific type of service, like CRMs, pick a specific type of vertical, like recruitment companies, and then just build recruitment companies for CRMs. Now, that's the end goal. But if I'm being honest, you can't really do that until you have a couple of projects under your belt. Like at the beginning, you are going to be doing these custom projects and you're going to be working all over the place. And that's all right. You do that for like a month or two when you're applying to jobs on Upwork and sending Loom videos, trying your hardest to like land your first couple clients. It's okay to not have all of this shit figured out. The most important thing is just to get started. So like, your university project where you start your own IT business, presumably this is like your automation business, right? Get started with the AI automation stuff. I mean, the simplest way is just doing apps on Upwork. I bet you if you just did like 10 apps on Upwork a day, you would actually have your own client for this IT business that basically nobody else in your whole university would have before the end of the week. And the reason why that'll work is because you're acting, right? You're taking massive action before having figured everything out. You're operating under uncertainty. So that's how I differentiate myself as a business. But the value propositions and stuff, dude, like don't sweat that stuff. Like, man, you're going to need a strong value proposition when you make $100,000 a month. Like that's what you'll need. But if you're making 0 right now and you want to make 20, you don't need a strong value proposition for that. You just need, I build this for this specific niche. You know what I mean? So these are all different types of problems that you face at different levels of revenue. But it sounds like your professors are just like kind of, I don't know, they got their heads up their asses as professors sometimes do. Not to knock academia, and I hope I didn't insult any of your teachers. Definitely do not show this to your class. Fluxomate says, love the videos, Nick. I've been watching the main channel since you first started last year and randomly stumbled across this channel at the start of this week. Well, congratulations. Want to get your take on pricing models. For context, we run an ops agency, which helps agency owners increase their capacity without ruining their team or clients' experiences. At the moment, we do PIFs for 3 or 4 month programs. What's a PIF? I don't know what that means. It's a PIF. PIF meaning? You run a public investment fund? We do PIFs for 3 or 4 month programs? I don't know. I don't know if that's right. Anyway, I do just run standard retainers. This is a retainer type. I haven't heard of retainer types. A retainer type called PIF. I got no clue. Would love to get your take on why you opted in for retainers, how you present this to clients specifically for fractional COO related services. PS, feel free to roast my YouTube channel if you got time. We're currently working on increasing output to 3x per week. Nice. I will roast the YouTube channel. This is going to be the last question that I take, and then I'll do my brand stats. So let's make this one a good one. So, yes, I mean, standard retainers maybe. Let's ask GPT 4.5 and see if there's any information here. Paid in full. Fully paid upfront for services to be rendered over this specific period. Is that all that means? Yeah, I mean, all of my retainers are paid in full. Yeah, always, for sure. 100% paid in full. You always take payment upfront before the start of the retainer period. That's how you align incentives. If you think about it, from our perspective, okay, what we do, let's say before you work at $120 an hour, okay? That's what you're doing. And an average, one of your clients here, your client Fluxomate, pays you 20, wants to work with you for 20 hours. How much are you making? And how much are they spending? $2,400, right? Let's say on average you work 20 hours a month with them, build a project, build some system, do whatever. You're making $2,400. $2,400 is coming out of their pocket. But what are the cons to working hourly? Okay, what are the cons? So the cons for you are it's not guaranteed. You don't know how much money you're going to make this month. 1 month, they might pay you for 15 hours. Next month, they might need you for 25 hours. So your income is variable, okay? What is the con for the client in a hourly situation? Well, it's full cost. So it's a lot of money. I mean, $120 an hour, split it whatever way, talk to whoever the hell you want, Bill Gates, I don't know. $120 an hour is a lot of money, right? It's like $2 a minute. Like, I mean, how many minutes have you guys been listening to me here, right? I mean, like $40 or something. We're at 20 minutes already. Like that's a fair amount of money. So the client pays full cost. The client also has no guarantee. So let's say they have a project they need help with. You could do that project in 30 hours, or you could do that project in 50 hours, right? Like you have the ability to go way over schedule or way over budget, basically, for the client. Yeah, and then let me think. What else? What else is a con for you? Is you get money later. So you might work these 20 hours from the 1st to the 15th of the month. You don't get paid until the 30th. That kind of sucks, right? This is like, I don't know. It depends on the terms, but it's like net 30, net 60. I don't know why my pen isn't working today. Net 90 terms, okay? And these are just notoriously shitty, and I hate these in agencies. What are some other issues with the client? You may leave, okay? Let's hypothetically say that you work a few hours and then you just, I don't know, something happens in your life, you just leave. There's no guarantee that you're going to be around for the client. They're just paying you on an hourly basis per hour. That doesn't mean that you need to be there, right? There's no lock-in, okay? Well, check this out. This is what a retainer does. A retainer transforms this situation, which has all of these cons, into this situation. You provide a discount for the client So maybe that you do, I don't know what this is, 15%, 20% discount. Okay. You bill them up front for the same amount of hours as you were doing before. You make a little bit less money. So that's $400. But check this out. Now you're doing this standardized. Okay. You are getting guaranteed work. You know now that you have MRR, very valuable. Okay. You know that you are getting prepaid. What this lovely Flexomate fellow is saying is PIF, paid in full. You get paid ahead of time. Okay. Keep in mind that money is worth more today than it's worth tomorrow. So you're making money on like you're making the present value of the money, which is worth a little bit more, which is a financial term. But in addition, you have the opportunity cost of the money. So you have a lot more stuff you could do with money. And then you have the stability of that as well. It's a lot more stable. And what does the client get? Client gets a big discount. They pay less money. And they also get stability. They know that you're going to be there. So what is this whole retainer model really? Retainers, all they do is they align incentives between you and the client. They give the client a discount. In exchange, the client gives you stability, MRR, and some sort of prepay thing that means that you don't have to deal with most of the bullshit that most hourly workers have to. So that is the sort of retainer idea. That's the model. Flexomate saying, would love to get your take on why you opted for retainers, how you present this to clients, specifically fractional CEO related services. So I'm actually rebuilding my website right now. I'm going to change my offer a little bit. This is my the website that I'm rebuilding. But I'll run you through what we're currently doing. So this is the whole idea, right? Like you could choose to work with LeftClick and then you pay a certain amount of money. You basically hire us instantly. We're COO level skills. Your first delivery is within 2 or 3 days. You start seeing an ROI on your money very quickly. Then the termination, if you don't want to work with us, it's just a goodbye. Compare that to freelance, in-house, and other agencies. That's one way that I pitch things. And then in terms of what you get, as I mentioned, Slack availability from 12 till 2 p.m. PT. So basically you get a 2-hour window where you can just chat with me and you're guaranteed to get a response in 15 minutes or so. Think about how easy this is from my perspective, okay? I just am by my computer for a 2-hour period every day. That's it. It's not that hard. How many clients actually send you messages? Once every like 5 or 10 days, realistically. Like I'll get a message from a client that is asking me something that requires a little bit of work. If it's like a very big question, you just bundle it into your next call. And by the way, I throw in weekly calls as well. I throw in unlimited requests. You can add as many requests as you want. You can ask me for as many things as you want. I'm basically like your fractional ops or COO person, but I don't like count hours. You get unlimited maintenance on all past work. Every now and then I throw in like a roadmap. So usually at the beginning of a retainer, I write a very big, long roadmap on like exactly how I'm going to implement all these changes to your business, exactly how I'm going to fix them, exactly how I'm going to scale them and all that stuff. Some of these are really big. If you want to go to Maker School, on month 4, I give you guys a resource where it's like 30 pages. It's like a 30-page roadmap that I wrote for this one client of mine that I pitched him on $10,000 plus, I think it was 7% of recurring revenue retainer, which is pretty sweet. So yeah. Again, let me just quickly roast this YouTube channel. Why did I opt for retainers, man? I mean, just money, recurring money. I don't know. I'm like pretty capable. I can work very quickly. I didn't want to do the hourly stuff because obviously hourly was scales 1-to-1 with my time. Yeah. Okay. Let me check out the most popular video first. One sec.
Their agency. These are all automations that we use and we have Bluffsnake, our agency or our partners agencies. There are a ton of different examples here from project management, onboarding, for content creation, even the code.
I mean, this is cool. Like your videos are nice. You're misspelling some stuff in English, content curation, project management and stuff like that. So I would fix that up for sure. I think really the biggest issue is most people on YouTube just like, they like seeing a person. There's just no people here. Now, when you brand it as a company, you are basically trading off, oh, okay, never mind. There is a person right here. This is probably you, right? Leo. So the big thing that everybody's recommending now is they do this very formulaic approach where like you say the title of your video. I'm not doing this for daily updates, but you say the title in your video in your first, the first few seconds. So it's either you say the title or you like basically verify, hey, you clicked on the right video. So for instance, in this, I'd be like, today you're going to learn how to use AI agents in your service business or something. N8N AI agents in your service business. People are going to they just clicked on a video that says how to use N8N AI agents in your service business. They'll go to a link and the first thing the person says is, here's how to use N8N AI agents in your service business. They're like, okay, this is the right video. Probably going to get some information from this. After that,
So it's
yeah, so you say that after like 10 seconds, but you just want to make sure to just swap the order of this. Like instead, say, today we're going to do blah, 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 and then you can start adding some of the rationale. So AI agents have been blowing up recently. Here's the quick graph and all that stuff. And this is cool too. Like the flowchart stuff's nice, but most people that are like clicking on an N8N video or a make.com video, they actually want to they're expecting you'll be building stuff, not just talking about it. What you're doing is you're just talking about it. So that, what I do is I say, we're going to get to the N8N canvas in a second. And then I actually alt tab over to the canvas and then like click a button really quickly. So people could see like, oh, I'm like I'm tickling their balls, man. I'm tantalizing them with the N8N canvas. And it's like, we are actually just about to build stuff. But before I do, let me run you through the roadmap for today. Tickle their balls tickle their balls is my piece of advice here. All right. Anyway, hope you appreciated that. Fluximate. Anybody else doing YouTube, feel free to drop your channel. I'm more than happy to give you a roast. I'm not a YouTube professional. Am I a YouTube professional now? Maybe I am a YouTube professional now. I mean, I've scaled it to 60K subs, right? Very close to 60K subs. And that takes me to brand stats. Today, it is March the 16th. We are at 59,963 on the main channel. Gone up by 408, and that's with me not posting anything. Incredible. Wow. And then blast up, follower count Nick Saraev says, the magic tool says 45,692, 1,503 growth since yesterday. Last but not least, my daily updates channel, aka what we are looking at right now, has gone up to 1724. We've gone up 91. Something must have happened in the last day, because I have gotten even bigger. That's very interesting. I wonder if somebody posted me somewhere or some new Reddit thread or something. I don't know. Anywho, cool. Growth is obviously going well. No major issues there. What do I want to talk about? So if you guys were with me yesterday, you'll know that I made a bunch, I've been talking about hiring a bunch of people. I actually just made a post on Twitter where I offered to hire a bunch of people, specifically a YouTube strategist. So I'm hiring a full-time content strategist for my business. I'm also hiring a full-time editor for my business. It's getting to the point now where it's difficult for me to consistently work on my company because I'm just so busy working on the content. I have 13 channels now, 13 platforms basically, or accounts that I'm publishing content to. It is getting to be quite a bit. So I'm looking to hire a full-time content strategist that basically queues me up just like a volleyball setter right before the big spike. I want them to do the research. I want them to use all the titles that I've sort of written out, some outlines that I've gotten, and basically once a day write me either an outline or a full script for platforms like YouTube, Instagram, maybe a LinkedIn video, stuff like that. Probably not going to use the script, but I like to have all of this stuff laid out so I can at least see the idea and play around with it. So I want them to do that once per day. I want them to be responsible for using tools like 1 of 10. I want them to pick out like winning headline variations, winning title variations, basically do all the stuff that like YouTube content strategy people do. That's going to be really fun. And then I'm also hiring an editor. The editor is going to be basically running my YouTube channel, I want to say, my main one. They're not going to be running it. Obviously, I'm still going to be recording, but I'm going to send them my recording. And then I'm going to send them a bunch of clips of me making weird faces at the camera so that they can grab my thumbnail, take a screenshot of it. I want them to create 3 thumbnails, and then I want them to post using my post template. So I just don't want to have to deal with any of the logistics, I guess, involved in the actual posting process anymore, because personally I find that just adds like shadow time. It's like 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Really just interferes with my ability to grow my business. So that's all for my main channel. I want to continue doing the daily updates myself just because it's really easy. I mean, I don't do any editing or anything like that. I also think I can probably increase the quality a little bit, which will be nice, but I don't want to go overboard. So what I did yesterday, I wrote a bunch of SOPs for this. So I have my NSM, Nick Saraev Media SOPs. I got an SOP for everybody. with expectations around my autonomy, how I want to do things. I'll be checking in by 4 p.m. MT every day. Basically, just all I care about is a deliverable. I don't actually care about, the time that you work. I don't care about meetings. We'll do maybe once a month, if that. We'll talk about blockers. If something's holding you, tell me immediately. And then all I really care about are these things. Oh, and then days off, no days off. I'm a heretical tyrant. No, if you want any days off, just make sure you at least get to the once a day thing regardless. Like, do your work ahead of time. In terms of bonuses, I'm going to be paying people a fair amount. If you get both bonuses, every person that works with me can make an additional $1,200 per month. What are my bonuses? They are consistency bonuses. If you, for a full calendar month with 0 misses, have your deliverables on time 100% of the time, you make an additional $450. These prices are in CAD because I'm hiring in Canada. I'm looking for people in Canada. But I'm probably going to have to change this to USD. I'll do the conversion rate order, but I'm just getting a lot of interest from people all over the world. And then the baseline views. Basically, if my channel grows by a certain amount every month, then the entire team gets an additional, 750 CAD, comes out to literally $1,200 per month, which is obviously $14,000 per year, which is pretty good, I think, as an incentive bonus. Then I have a bunch of ClickUp SOPs over here where I show people how to use our ClickUp pipeline. So I'm going to be using a ClickUp pipeline in order to manage all this stuff. That's one thing. Then I have my strategic ideas on like how to source video ideas. And then I also have my editing ideas where I run people through, hey, here's how I edit my videos. Here's how I design my thumbnails. Here's how I publish my videos. Here's basically everything. Read through these 3 docs and then become a professional strategist or editor that can act in my style. And then, at the end, I basically say, hey, and I also want you to like try your own stuff, because if I'm hiring you, it's because I like you and I think you have very strong attention to detail and you're obviously very ambitious and oriented and our values align. So I want you to like take some ownership here. If you find a new editing format that works a little better than my old editing format, like go for it, go nuts, as long as it doesn't just piss me off or piss my audience off. Like I want you to have a little bit of autonomy here. So yeah, I did all that yesterday. That's pretty fun. Then I put out that Twitter post right over here. And then I'm going to be posting this on my main YouTube channel. Probably one of my videos at the end, I'm just going to make a quick, hey, by the way, if you want to work for me, as a content strategist or a video editor, then send in your application. And then the application is just a little form that you fill out that takes you like, 5 minutes realistically, with a photo of me that a few of my friends have said is not the best photo of me. Apparently I look high. So yeah, that's that. Pretty excited about this. About time that I hire some people and free up my schedule so I could focus on building that infrastructure product I talked about. That'd be really exciting. We'll see how all that stuff goes. But pretty jazzed about that. Yeah. I'll be hiring everybody as a contractor because I'm not like, I don't have say over their whole schedule. All I have say over is their deliverables and the time that they submit it by. So that'll be nice. Be a simple contractor agreement that you sign. You'll get invited in my Slack. You'll get invited into, all of my workspaces. I'll give you access to everything reasonably so. Obviously, you're not going to have the ability to fucking delete my stuff, but more or less everything that you need. And then like every day, you're just going to post that you're done with a link to your deliverable in a Slack channel. And that's how we hold everybody accountable, right? Like if we have me, the strategist, the editor, maybe some satellite people all in the same chat, then when somebody doesn't post, it'll, you're not just like failing me or failing everybody else on the team that's waiting on you, basically. So the likelihood of somebody not doing so for social shame and obviously job security reasons is pretty low. So it's going to be pretty fun. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Super excited about that. So we'll see where all of this stuff lands. But yeah, I gotta be honest. Like I woke up last night or yesterday or earlier this morning, like 5 a.m. and I was just like wired. I just could not sleep a wink longer. The reason why is because I was just so excited. I was like, holy shit, this is going to be great. We're going to actually build out the leanest, most capable content team ever. It's going to be awesome, right? Like I'm not going to do big teams of producers and editors and all that stuff like most other YouTube channels eventually get to. It's just going to be like, 3 people. And I'm just one of the members of a team. I'm like the recorder, but I'm going to have the strategist. I'm going to have the editor. Obviously, I'm going to have like veto rights if I think the idea is shit or if I don't like the direction the content's going. And obviously, before I record anything, I'm going to have to read through it all like a politician reading a script that was written for them. I'm going to have to make my own changes to them. I'm going to have to be like, okay, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. We are going to talk about this. Oh, that's a great idea. I need to read into this. Or, oh, I don't think that system's very feasible. Now, people wouldn't really like that. So, I don't know for sure if it's going to be perfect, but I'm excited nonetheless. Spending money is always fun. So that's that. Aside from that, my website is going well. I have, Yeah, I've touched up most of this now. All I need to do is I just need to get some logos. So why don't we do that now together? We are currently together at this beautiful moment in space and time. Might as well do a little bit of work. Show you guys how I build websites like this. I'm going to add images to this logo section. What I'd like is I'd like a list of logos, social proof logos basically, that I could use to imply that I am a very big dick company. So I was published on Popular Mechanics myself. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to frame that. I'm probably going to say, Nick has been featured in or something, or our team members have been featured in, just to give myself the biggest plausible deniability. But yeah, Popular Mechanics is going to be over here. Bloomberg is going to be another one. So let's go Bloomberg logo. I want it black, like my soul, and I need it transparent. So the background cannot be white. Is this background white? This background does not look white, but it's very tall. Very tall. I don't know if that's good. Tall. Okay, this one looks good. You know that it's transparent when the black and white little things come up. So I'm going to save this. Looks like it's a png.webp. I don't even know if this is going to really be renderable. Anyway, we'll find out. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to double click on this, and then I'll go replace image. Then I'm going to grab this and drag it over here. I have to go up top because there's some annoying thing with Webflow. Yeah, that's the annoying thing with Webflow. Why does that keep on happening? So weird. Okay, replace with Bloomberg logo. All right, so you see, this is the problem. See this? Image up here. This one's down here because there's different amounts of spacing between the two. So what do I need to do? I need to go to this number wrap element, and then I need to center align everything. Cool, that looks nice. Wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it'd be. Awesome. Then down here, I'm just going to write the actual title of the publication using my little format. Why? This is a little hack, design hack, because all of these logos are going to have different heights, right? Some of them are going to be on one line. Other ones are going to be on two lines. Some of them are going to be bigger. Some of them are going to be smaller. So I can standardize the distance between this section and then the bottom section by having some text down at the bottom. I think it'll just look better that way. Who knows? I might be full of shit. That's Bloomberg. Let's do Yahoo Finance. Logo. I'd like for it all to be on one line. I really would. Where the hell did I get that logo from, man? This doesn't look to be like any of the logos here. They're all on two lines. What the hell? Can I just open this up and like invert this? Probably gonna have to invert this. I mean, I'm looking here. I'm not seeing anything where it's all on one line. You guys seeing anything? I'm not seeing anything. So if I want it all on one line, what does that mean I have to do? I'm just gonna do some photoshopping, I guess. Just have to like invert whatever logo I got this with. Wherever I got this logo, I should say. Okay. So I just held Command, pressed I. I'm going to save this now. Go back here. I'll double click, replay. You know what? There's some issue when I do this. So I'm just going to find out how to, so it's J for the assets manager. Okay. Yahoo Finance logo, this should be the same thing. So I should be able to upload this. Cool. I am good. Just replace that with Yahoo Finance. That looks pretty reasonable. How we feeling about Fox News, ladies and gentlemen? Is that good now? Is that all right? Can I say that I've been featured on Fox News, or will people run after me with a pitchfork? Well, I don't really know about all that. Not really sure. Don't know if it is publicly acceptable to be a Fox News kind of guy. I'm not a Fox News kind of guy. I'm not like MAGA or anything. Just saying that Fox is kind of a politically divisive thing. So should I even put it here? I don't know. I don't really know if I should. I'll go Associated Press logo. How does this look with the red in it? I don't really like the red. Is this another one of those I clearly got the logo from somewhere and I can't find it? Yeah, I think I'm just going to download this from my website again. Then I'm going to save it, pop it, lock it, invert it. 6 kilobytes. No way. Go back here, and then let's go back to J. Upload the Associated Press logo. Swap that out. Now, what if I just change this so instead of being 6 columns, it was 5? So I could just get rid of the whole Fox News issue completely, Just delete this. How does that look? Yahoo Finance, Digital Journal, Associated Press. Getting all wacky here. Okay, and then I want it 1920. No, that doesn't look good. Why doesn't this look good? Oh, 6 column. We only have 5, right? Okay, yeah, that's good now because look, it's Ooh, but I don't know how I feel about all of these being left aligned. Can we center these? Fuck, that kind of looks like shit. That kind of looks like shit. Oh, I don't like this. And then check it out. They're all on one line except for Popular Mechanics. Why is Popular Mechanics got to be so big and ugly? Maybe I go Popular Mechanics logo. Let me go down. Ooh, nope. 70%. 80%? Something like that. Yeah, but then it's not left aligned, man. Ooh, I've already forgotten how to do this left aligned stuff. Oh no. Popular Mechanics logo wrapper. And then I gotta go like left. Like how does this look? Does that look okay? We're off the center. I don't think that looks very good. Well, actually, that doesn't change anything, actually. That changes something. That doesn't change anything. Okay. You know what? What if we just got rid of all this? Would that look better? I'm not too proud to admit when I'm wrong. And I was wrong. It looks better like this. Okay, that looks better. Cool. For whatever reason, I'm feeling like there's not enough space here anymore. Oh no, there is enough space. I just wasn't really appreciating this properly. Okay, cool. That looks nice. So we did some website design. Yay, I can knock that off the docket for today. Hopefully you guys appreciated that. If anybody wants to work with me, then please just fill out that form, go to my Twitter and check it out. If for whatever reason you can't find it, just send me a direct email at nick@leftclick.ai. I'd love to hear from you. I really would, because obviously the people that I want working with me are people that appreciate my sort of content. And also odds are you guys probably know a lot more about AI, automation, and the various things that I talk about than most do. So I'll leave that up to you to decide. Otherwise, have a lovely rest of the day. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Bye.